play it safe. He can win from outside, never get in any kind of danger. He could just outbox this guy all night, but he's been inside. In front of Ravelo, he's turned well, but still, he's been a target. He's willing to trade with this guy all night. Right hand as Ravelo tries to start behind an ineffective double jab. Now it's Ward. He likes to do that, go to the body with the jab. Very few body shots in this fight, Steve.
Yeah, when they've been in close, it's been wrestling. Good point, really. Ward, everything's been up top. You know, he's an interesting fighter because he's more boxer than puncher. But he said something interesting at the fighter meetings. He said, I'm formless. I don't really have a style.
Yeah, I think he spoke to his energy, you know, and his level, the fact that that he could just adjust on the fly very well, and that he's got multi-dimension. And I would agree.
Hands up, hands
now,
up.
Ravelo, 2 right hands all round. Only 2. Is his right hand okay? I don't know. He wasn't throwing it that much before this round. That's the only reason I would think that maybe there's nothing wrong.
Well, he's not throwing his left much. He did try to flick the jab, and now it's a NFL game.
Yeah, that's the 5th time Ravelo's been on the floor from either a push or a slip.
Hot and humid here in the Caribbean Showbox, coming to you from Grand Cayman. Rick Charles with Steve Farhood. Happy you're with us.
Hands up, hands up, hands up.
Ward misses that left hook. He's taking some liberties now, but boy, he's quick. Moving real well. Ravelo is the guy holding on, backed into a corner. Bad round for Jerson Ravelo. And they need to take a serious look and have a serious talk. Because it looks like a shutout. How about you, Steve?
Shutout, 70-63 after 7 rounds.
Lunging at the end like that. He sees that. That's all he got left to get away from that, okay? Be smart, be elusive, beat him up and stop him with skill, okay? Not a wrecking truck, okay? Okay, not a wrecking truck. Come behind the jam, beat him up and beat him up with skill. Just keep touching him, okay? When he starts ducking down and everything like that, drop the cork on him, bring the shot.
Action from round 7. Virgil Hunter wants Ward on the outside. You see him running in. It looks a little sloppy. It is a little sloppy, but no price to pay. And a 1-2 there. Ravelo just didn't react. No head movement, gloves down.
We head to the 8th, and Ward is ready to unleash. He meets Ravelo. He's in the middle before Ravelo could get there. It's been that way round after round. Little elbow from
Don't punch, don't
Ward.
punch. Step, 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 step.
Virgil Hunter wants Ward to play it a little safe. Don't give Ravelo a chance to get lucky.
All the corner men and Ravelo's
mouthpiece out now, Steve.
Whoa.
No, I don't know what.
Now it's in round 4. In
That's
fourth row.
Push off,
I mean, yeah.
Don't punch, don't punch. Step, step, step.
8 rounds or more, new territory for Andre Ward. Ravelo plenty of times.
Steve, Ward looks like he could go 25 rounds. This is a sparring session for him. Oh, and he was hit really in retreat. He was trying to save himself, Ravelo.
Hey, first rule of the ring, protect yourself at all times. Sticking your head between the ropes isn't doing that.
Ward just able to do what he wants. Ravelo has no answer, no clue. Runs into a left hand there. It's just he is having the fight sapped out of him. Look at Ward just feigning Ravelo into retreat without throwing a punch. Now you got to start taking a look. Steve Smoger is. Ravelo leans on Ward. I think his corner should be taking a look, Steve.
Ravelo's eyes look good, his legs don't.
Now he's throwing back ineffectively, but at least trying to mount some kind of offense. He looked bad there in the 8th. That was a barrage from Andre Ward. Now what do you do, Steve? You know, they want Ward to, as you say, now Ravelo looks bad again. Ward wants to go for it. His corner said to play it safe. What would you do?
Well, they don't want him to play it safe. They just don't want him to rush in. I mean, right now we can't miss.
That right hand. Ravelo looked ready, you said, with the legs. Trying to get up. Full of fight, but a mistake.
Walk to me. All right. Get back in the corner. Get back.
Precious seconds for Ravelo. He's not going to get out of this round, it looks like. Here comes the firepower. Ravelo's corner throws in the towel. Ravelo's corner just to the left of us hurled that towel in. And we were saying that, Steve, that his corner better take a cold, hard look at reality. And the inconvenient truth that their man had nothing to threaten, let alone beat Andre Ward.
Exactly right. Ward consoling Ravelo. He has a lot of respect for him. 2 fights tonight, both stopped by the corners, and I think both justifiably so.
We had that graphic up, never been past 7, Ward, so it took him into the 8th. And man, did he take care of business. There's the loser, Jerson Ravelo. Not much of a show from him tonight.
Seems odd to say, but as it turned out, Nick, Jerson Ravelo's only chance to win was in about the first 30 seconds of the fight.
So it's over at 2:37 of the 8th. Jerson Ravelo, all that promise, that looks like it's going to go
Mira, that was for you,
unfulfilled.
baby girl. That was for you. Malachi, Andre, my wife Tiffany. Happy birthday, Bob. I give God all the glory. He gave me the strength to do what I did. But well, I love you guys. Antonio, good job, man. Very good job.
It's all about that man tonight, Andre Ward. Again, what a blueprint. You know, first he went to catch Ravelo cold, then he boxed him, then he increased the volume of shots, and then he ramped up the pressure and was chasing Ravelo down, and he broke him down and took him out, didn't he?
All right, we're going to look at round 8 here. It's a 1-2, actually more of a left hook right hand combination. That first punch blinded Ravelo. He didn't see the right hand coming. That's why it had the effect that he did. He barely beats the count. Smoger's at 9. And you could tell Smoger came very close to stopping the fight here. And it was right about that point where that first follow-up punch landed flush, that the corner stood up, took the towel, tossed it into the ring. Referee does not have to acknowledge that, but most referees do, of course.
Smoger was right on it, wasn't he?
Watch, left hook, right hand. Now Ward really stepped in with that right hand. Beautiful punch. And Ravelo just not protecting himself really from early in the fight till later. It was just a matter of time. Ravelo moving, trying to slip punches. He's still taking shots, nothing coming back. And believe me, if that towel hadn't come in the ring, Smoger would have been in there momentarily.
Jerson Ravelo is finished. Andre Ward is now 16-0 as we go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 37 seconds in round number 8. Our referee in charge, Steve Smoger, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated. He is the new NABO super middleweight champion, Andre S.O.G. Ward.
California's Andre Ward did just about everything right in his maturation process. 3.5-year pro, 2004 Olympic gold medalist for the United States, as his pro career continues with more success. Steve, quick question. He beat Ruben Williams, who looked like a shot fighter to me. That was his biggest test. This wasn't much of a test at all.
Less of a test than we thought, and certainly less of a test, Nick, than the first round indicated. Yeah, I would agree with you. Not much of a test at all, but some of that has to be credited to Ward.
No disgrace. That's not Andre Ward's fault.
Ward completely took Ravelo out of his game. Here we look at the sellout crowd here, and the music's going to go on long and strong tonight here in the Caribbean. So our main event, both fights finish inside the distance. And Steve, I thought it was vital for Andre Ward to get Jerson Ravelo out of there, and he did exactly that.
You know, he's a very calm fighter. He's not necessarily always spectacular, but I certainly think his progress has been very steady. Also, give some credit to the matchmaking. He fought Ruben Williams after Ruben Williams had lost to Alan Green. He fights Ravelo, a decent name on a resume, coming off a layoff. Ravelo, an underachiever, was never the fighter we thought he'd be. So, yeah, you want to make that a criticism award. Who's he beaten? You can say that, but I also think he's fighting the right fights.
You know, at the start of the night, we talked about, I asked you a question about this is a guy very accomplished, but not in a hurry to fulfill all that potential. Now let's track him based on this.